Hey everyone, let's talk about goals. The goals I have for 2021 and some goals I may want to make for 2022. Or rather, I'm thinking about goals differently currently. I'm looking back at 2021 and I set out with a lot of goals: reading goals, channel goals, life goals, exercise goals. Just generally, I had a lot of goals and expectations for 2021. And we all know that 2021 didn't really stop the pandemic. Things didn't really go the way we had expected. So my goals took a turn of starting off well, helping me achieve things, and then turning into something that I could sum up as just make it through the day, do whatever you can. I did make quarterly check-ins on my goals, and if you've seen those, you know that my reading goals are all done well. So I wanted to finish series, and I did that. I'm currently finally finishing The Witcher. So I need about 6 more hours of the last audiobook, The Lady in the Lake, and I hate this. So I don't want to really do a series review as I did for all the other series I finished, because I am so disliking this book that I'm over the series. And I know there's a sixth book that's apparently short stories again, set at a different time outside of the saga, which apparently is good and better like the first two short story collections, but I might need some time to get through that because currently I just hate this book so much. But it helps me finish The Witcher. And that was one of the series I wanted to finish. I made a good progress on the Dresden Files, but finishing that was kind of utopian from the beginning. But overall, I achieved the goal of finishing series, which I did mostly in the first half of the year because then I was really motivated. I was really interested in following up on my goals. But at some point, those goals really influenced my reading in a way that I thought I want to read other things, which has me rethinking making such strict reading goals, TBR goals, whatever. You know me, I'm bad at sticking to TBRs, but I am hesitant to say I want to read these kinds of books, or I want to read from this list of books, I want to read that kind of books. So despite being very successful on the reading goals, I don't want to make any. I want to stick to my 70 Goodreads reading goal books because that's the amount of books I can definitely do. It's 1.5 books per week, combined audiobooks and reading books. And I've been doing well with that. This year I read over 100 books, which is exceptional, and I am happy about that. But it's not a goal I want to have on a general basis. I think with the 70 books I'm doing well. It's not stressful, it's a challenge, but not an unreachable challenge. So I'm happy with that. When I look at the things I tracked this year, I tracked how many German authors I read. I tracked how many translations I read, how many sequels, as finishing series was one of the main goals I had for 2021. And even though I like that, I don't want to give it a fixed number. I might continue tracking that and try to read more German authors and keep the translations going. I also try to keep track of where the authors are from to see where the books I'm reading are coming from, but I didn't do a proper job of that, so I cannot add a nice chart here or anything. So I think 50% was still from the US or the UK. So even though I read wide range of books this year, I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know if making all these goals for a year really helped me. I noticed that going with quarterly goals or weekly goals by the end of the year, I did much better for myself. I achieved less, but I felt better about the goals, if that makes sense, which had me rethinking this whole goal idea. Overall, I set out very ambitiously in January. I think this is the year I want to achieve this and that and that. And goals help. I cannot deny that. When I stuck to my goals and really followed the plans I had to achieve them, I could achieve them. But throughout the year, as the year got more exhausting, more challenging, I got more tired and more worn out by everything and just mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, overall exhausted. I noticed that sticking to my goals wasn't helping. It didn't do me any good. So I let go of them, which is the thing you have to do. If it doesn't help you, you need to let go. But it also made me rethink the kind of goals I made and the goals or the things that I wanted to achieve, especially reading wise, but also in other parts of my life. Looking at the running goals, for example, I really did well on my running goals in the first half of the year. I managed to run the half marathon. I did do well on keeping my heart rate in check. I didn't do well on increasing or decreasing the pace I need for a kilometer. I'm actually slower than I started off in January. I don't know how that happened, but well, we're going to ignore that. Overall, in summer, things shifted where I just couldn't do anymore. And I noticed I need to take a step back. So I abandoned the marathon goal, I abandoned the speed goal or the pace goal. I abandoned a lot of that. I'm still running, but I'm running less. Obviously, because it's winter, I'm running less and less, but that'll get better again. But a lot of those things I thought I'd be able to do in January, it turned out I couldn't do. So I think for 2022, I don't really want to make yearly goals because I don't know what I want. I really don't know what I want to achieve. Do I want to set out and finish all the series that I didn't finish in 2021? Not really. I want to make progress in the Dresden Files, but I'm happy with the series that I finished because they are off my list, and those were the things that bothered me. But now I'm actually quite good with the series that I'm in the middle of, that I started, and that I'm listening or reading at the moment. And so that is not a goal I want to fixate on. Also, I don't want to fixate on translations or where the authors come from, what kind of books I read, who the author is, or the book length, classics, modern, any list books, challenges. I don't really want to do any of that. I'm interested in reading the books that I keep putting on my wish lists and maybe reducing that. My TBR currently, the physical TBR is 2 books and maybe 3 other books somewhere around that I have started at some point and put aside, but 2 books that I have currently on my actively counting TBR, which I think is okay. I really think that making goals for 2022 is going to be a short-term thing. I don't know how much I rambled already, and I don't even know what I said, but what I've been thinking about is that goals help, and if I can stick to them and make a plan, I can achieve them, which is good to know. But I also noticed I need to have a reason for that goal, or I really need to want to achieve that goal to actually make it happen. Like the channel goals I had. A lot of that fell apart because I was too exhausted to edit and film, and then I didn't have the time. The job got stressful. That's better now again, but in those times I didn't prioritize making videos, and I didn't feel like making videos, and I didn't feel like talking to anyone or talking to a camera. And then my computer got slower and is on the verge of dying down, so I need a new computer. And I think as soon as I have that, it will be more fun editing again. But at the moment, it's a struggle and I don't enjoy it. But I also find that I once again didn't find the time to learn more about editing or to invest time into getting better at the things I'm doing and the things I want to do to expand my skills in video making, vlogging, all these things that I want to do, but I don't feel I can do them in the way that I want to do. And then I take cutbacks and say, okay, this is the level I can do, even though I want to achieve a different level. Does that make sense? I hope. And this is the part where I'm always hitting a wall, especially with my job and the stressfulness of it and the computer focusedness of it. So at my job, I'm an office worker now. I stare at a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day. After that, I don't want to look at a computer anymore. I don't want to do anything after work. I can do things before work because then it's first my stuff. I still have the energy, but I can't start later. I have to start early in the morning. So I usually run out of my computer time at work, and then there's only the weekend left. And there's all the other things that you need to cram into a weekend because you couldn't do them during the week. So a lot of the things I can't change with this job, and I don't know how to do that. And it's frustrating because It's limiting my private things or the things I do for myself, the things I want for myself. I can't achieve a lot of things or do a lot of things because this job is in the way. And I need the job because it pays bills, it keeps me in food and rent and all the things that I need. It's not all bad. It's not that I hate my job completely, but there are a lot of aspects. And one of the biggest aspects is how much computer time it takes away from my day. I'm rambling. What does this all lead to? Basically, no goals for 2022? This feels awkward. This is a video about goals. I should make goals. I probably will have some ideas of the things I want to do in 2022. But as usual, they're vague and they're not long-term. So I don't really know how to deal with that in a communicative way with you. I can do that with myself. I use my calendar and I give myself goals. That's okay. But to communicate them and to have sort of an accountability, because that's what talking about your goals is. You share them and tell others about them. So they ask, so how are you doing on your goals? And if no one knows if you're achieving them or if you need help or need maybe that supportive thing, you're doing good. Continue. I don't know. Let's leave it like that. I think goals are good if you want to achieve something, and they help you achieve the things you want to achieve if you make a proper plan. If you don't know what you want to achieve, you can't make goals. And that's where I am right now. I can't change the things that I can't change. And I don't know how to deal with the things I can change. Maybe I'll find ways over the year. That's the thing, a year is very long. So making goals for a whole year, it's long. Maybe I'll make goals along the way and then I'll make a video about that. How about that? This has been a long video about saying basically I did good on my reading goals. I sucked in all the other goals. I achieved half of them and then the rest of the year was survive, make it through the day. That was the goal, which is not bad. And I did that. I did survive. I made it through the days. I achieved things and got things sorted out the way they needed to be sorted out and done. But it doesn't really feel like, yay, I achieved a goal. Check. I don't know. Anyways, let me know in comments, how are you on goals at the moment? Did 2021 maybe make you rethink goals or abandon all your goals as well as the year didn't turn out into what we hoped it would be? And I honestly think 2022 will not be any different. I think we'll go in a similar way that we went with 2021. That things will get better again and then they will suck again and we will all just be tired and exhausted for the rest of our lives. I'm not very optimistic at the moment. I am sorry. Let me know in comments how you did, if you made any goals for 2022, if you have some fun ideas that you want to do. Fun ideas. Let's share fun stuff. Thank you all for watching and I'm looking forward to your comments. Bye bye.